Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Peaceful Investing with Peter Akinola. So excited to have you here. If you can hear me clearly and see my screen, please, please drop a message in the comment section, please. I'd like to know one who is with me tonight on the call. Okay, okay. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Peaceful Investing. So, if you're on YouTube watching, please say hi on the comment section. And if you're on Facebook watching, please let me know you are there. Let me know you are there. Let me know you are there. Okay, let's get started already. Tonight, we'll be talking about wealth habits. Tonight, we'll be talking about wealth habits, and I want to quickly run through few habits that are very important when it comes to building wealth. You can hardly see it. You can hardly see people that have built wealth over the time, sustainable wealth, so to say, and not just a system of getting rich quick that do not have or practice one, two, or all of these habits. Wealth is not built overnight. It is built habit by habit. It is built habit by habit. So wealth is not built overnight, it is built habit by habit. You can have all the technical knowledge, you can have all the opportunities, you can know everything that there is to know. But if you don't have the habits that will keep it running, you might not get the best out of the investment world. You might not get the best out of anything you are doing that has to do with investment. So it is important that we discuss building, practicing, and establishing wealth building habit. The first one I'm going to be talking about tonight is the one that says pay yourself first. In my little sojourn teaching people and saying different things, doing different conversation, leading different conversations around investment, most people get to push back and say, where do I get the money to invest? What I currently earn is not enough. What I currently earn is not enough, and all of that. But then what I've seen in most cases is the fact that it is not, it is not about how much you earn, even though that is very important. But then what is much more important than how much you earn is how much of it you are able to retain. How much of it are you able to retain? How much of it are you able to invest? That's what is able to create a source of income for you when it comes to building wealth. So it is what you are able to keep that you can invest. It is what you're able to protect from spending that you can think of investing. So it is important, it is very, very important that you pay attention to paying yourself first. And when we say paying yourself first, we are saying make your investments, make it an expense that you must pay every month. Let me take that again. Uh, make your investments, make it an expense that you have to pay every month. The same way you pay for your subscription of data, every other thing that you use and you probably subscribe to every month, it will do you a lot of good. If you make your investment something like that. In fact, you can go a little bit further by automating it. You can go a little bit further by automating your investment such that you don't have to do it only when you feel like. So you don't have to do it only when you feel like. When you when you when you automate it, you are able to do it either you feel like doing it or not. You are able to do it either you feel like doing it or not, and that in itself is wisdom, because humans, we are moved by emotion. Regardless of our intellect, we take we execute, and then we take action based on our emotions. So you are likely not to feel like doing it every month, but to ensure consistency, you can set a structure of automating it. Today, on most of the investment app we have today, you can automate your investment, you can automate your savings and all of that. So if you are truly serious about investing, then automate your investment. If you are truly serious about investing, then automate your investment. If you are truly serious about investing, then do well and automate your investment. The next one I'm going to be talking about is living below your means. Living below your means. The truth is, we all complain about not having enough. Money is never enough. In fact, economics says that woman want is, unsatiable. So you are not like, no matter how much you earn, you are not likely to feel different. Meaning that style of living might increase, things can change, but then you will always feel that you need more. So we need to establish that, because as income increase, we all or many people upgrade their lifestyle. So where do people resist that temptation? Now, there's this advice around, if you're a business person or whatever it is that you do that currently bring income for you, if there's a huge surge in your income, let's say a gift, a deal, or a bonus at work, or a quick or a sudden increase in your salary. So let's take it differently. A quick one-time probably deal or gift comes in, because you did not plan for that money. Most of us we just use that money to meet a want. Oh, I've been wanting to change my phone, let me use this money to change it. The truth is, if the money did not come, you will still continue using the current phone you are using, or you will probably continue saving money for it the way you were doing before. But then, because that money suddenly came, you want to use that money to meet that need, which is not totally bad, but not the best. The best thing to use that money, that kind of money for, is to put it into an investment. And then let's say you have a a surge in profit, or a bonus at work, or salary upward review. Before you increase your standard of living to meet up with the new salary, it is advised that you focus on making sure that at least half of the new increment is invested. Because as money increase, the increase also that eats it, is what the Bible says. And the Parkinson law says that your expense will rise to the level of your income. So you might not be able to resist that for long, because your expense will still eventually catch up with your income. But before it does, you want to take the extra on the income and invest it, and give yourself some leverage in the market, and increase your leverage in the market. So, in the real sense of thing, wealth is measured by how long you can live without working, not necessarily what you drive, not necessarily what you wear or how you look, but then how long can you pay your bills conveniently, even if you don't work. That's how wealth is measured. So the next habit will be to own productive assets. Wealthy people literally focus on accumulating assets, especially the income generating assets, and the one that can appreciate in value. Before buying anything, ask if this thing is going to put money into my pocket, or is going to take money out of my pocket. You need to know that assets feed you, liability bleeds you. Let me take that again. Assets feed you, and liability bleeds you. So you need to know, and you need to focus on more on, you know, asset, owning asset, than owning liability. And then there are a lot of things that can be categorized based on what your goal is. If your goal is actually freedom and you are serious about it, even some things that other people call assets will sound like liability to you, because it does not bring money to you, and it will probably not give you capital gain in the next few months. So next one is for you to improve your financial intelligence. The more you know about money, the more opportunity you will see. The more you can do, the better you can maximize opportunities. It is important. And investment in knowledge pay the highest dividend. So I've seen people, they are interested in investment, but then they are not ready to learn anything about it. They just want someone to tell them what to do, which is not totally bad. But then the basics of investment is you being able to make your decision, because uh, when you get advice from experts, so to say, every advice or most advice have expiration, and they have conditions that make them valid. And some of us are still implementing the advice that already expired because we didn't even know the basis of the advice. A case in point is the advice that was given a good number of finance educator like myself, encourage people to invest and save in dollar, in 2022, 2023, 2024, thereabout. But then this year, that is no longer valid. And for someone like me, I started saying that since December last year. But then, if you did not know why we will ask you to invest in dollar, you will not know why it has expired now. But if you knew exactly why you were asked to invest in dollar or save in dollar, you would not need anybody to tell you that this advice has now expired. So it is important you understand and you learn the basics of investment. The next habit will be to build multiple streams of income. Now, be careful here. Depending on what paycheck is risky. Where do people create multiple source of income? When you think of income stream filling your wealth reservoir. And then when it comes to income stream, when it comes to building multiple streams of income, we need to be very cautious about it. If you are in an employment, you probably look for a side hustle, look for different things, either that can generate money for you passively, or a skill you can offer outside your the employer work time, or things you can set up in partnership with other people that can generate income for you. If you're a business person, you can generate multiple sources of income by looking at the business and the industry you are in, and look at the value chain, and look at what you can invest in that same value chain, in that same industry that you can also generate income for you. You don't necessarily have to go into another industry entirely, because that will be taking you too far from where you are. And don't forget, you are still building this business to be successful. So you can create five income stream in the same industry if you look very well. If you do retail, logistics is a huge part of retail, because if you sell and you don't control how it is delivered and all of that, it might be a challenge. It might be a major challenge for you. Sourcing is another thing, branding is another thing. So there's a lot you can invest into for yourself and for other people in that industry that can make you money passively or even actively or semi-actively, whichever way. But then wisdom is needed when dealing with the idea of multiple streams of income. If you're a business person, start by looking into the value chain in your industry first before attempting to go outside. Now, the next one here, which is um, habit number 6: avoid bad debt and then use good debt wisely. Enough has been said on debt. Since last month, I've been speaking about debt. I've dropped different short posts around debt. I even published a mini book, a pocket book around debt, talking about 100 thoughts on debt that is able to free you and help you maximize debt. But then, just in passing, let me say this: before you borrow, ask, will this debt pay me or will I pay it? Because your debt is somebody else's asset, is somebody else's income. So ask yourself, is it going to be worth it for me to take this debt and wake up every morning for the next few days or weeks or months only to work hard morning to night to pay these people, to pay this person back? If it is worth it, why not maximize it? If not, you are better off without it. And then you need to be sure that your debt is going to pay you more than your lender, so that you don't just uh, be another glorified slave, so to say. So the next habit, which is habit number 7, is practice long-term thinking. I know a good number of us take money in the market, make small profits, come out and spend the money. You've made money, yes, but you are not maximizing the market. The huge profit possible in the market is in you leaving the money in the market to compound. allowing your gain to compound. And that's why, naturally speaking, you should not invest into a company that you cannot hold or keep your investment in for at least 10 years. So if this company is not worth your money for 10 years, then it's not worth it for 10 minutes. So at best, a good number of us are traders. We get in few weeks, we get out. But then the real money we are talking about when it comes to investing takes decades. And that is the truth. It takes time. Only patient money can truly build wealth. Only patient money can truly build wealth. So when you are investing, you ask yourself, how long can this money work for me? You need to ask yourself. Number eight, protect your wealth. So I know there's a culture. We have a culture in Africa that we do not really value insurance that much. We do not pay attention, serious attention to risk management. We do not pay serious attention to will, to estate management and all of that. But as a wealthy person or someone that is intending to be wealthy, you need to pay attention to all of those things. It is important that you pay attention to all of those things. It is important if you are still fighting uh, the tradition and you cannot invest in life insurance yet, but please do health insurance. It has been said that a good number of averagely okay people in terms of financially okay people are just one terminal illness or one medical bill from being sent back to poverty. So don't let your health issue become an emergency. It is most times it is what we have refused to plan for that eventually becomes an emergency. So by you buying insurance for it, you cover it to a good extent. You cover your medical bill to a good extent. Do it for yourself, do it for your family, and then you are able to secure yourself on that part. So what you are not planning to spend, you cannot delay health bills. If you fall sick today and you get to the hospital, you cannot tell them, I don't have budget for my health this week, this month. Wait till next month. So if you cannot wait like that, then it is better you pre-plan it. And that's where health insurance comes in. Life insurance comes in. It protects your family when you are gone, and then there's a bit more dynamics around estate management. You want to create a trust or whatever it is you want to do. But then, most importantly, in one of our sessions on peaceful investing, I'm going to dwell on estate management, talking about trust, talking about will, talking about different things to protect your money even when you are gone. So it is part of what we need to do. It is part of what we need to do. Number nine, you surround yourself with the right people. Your habits mirrors those around you. You cannot be better in anything, so to say, than the five people closest to you. That is the truth. You cannot be richer than your richest friends, and you most likely cannot be poorer than your poorest list of friends. So count five of them. You are always in between. So if you want to do better, then sneak yourself into a better community. Some community you are able to join for free, some you have to pay yourself into it. Do it. We have Access Tribe, is an investment community that I currently lead. I teach, train, and engage people there that are willing to learn on investment. We are looking at next year, we'll be engaging, different investment together as a community. So your small money might not be able to invest in some opportunity, but if we come together as a community, we can do much more, get better bargain, and then be able to afford better services of professionals. So there's a lot of opportunity and advantage in community investing. There's a lot of opportunity and advantage in working with like minds. So it is important you join a investment community, investment club, mentorship program, anything that makes you better in your line of career or in finances. And then the last one on my list would be give generously. We need to treat wealth, as a tool. Wealth flows when money is treated as a tool and not a master. It has been said that money is a good servant but a terrible master. You don't want money to be your God. So give freely. Giving keeps you free from greed. If you give often, you give as often as possible, you are free from greed. Your heart is healed, and then you are better off. It has been said that the nature does not accumulate or does not harbor vacuum. If you give, it will also come back to you, press down, shake it together, running over, and that's what the scripture says. But then beyond the scriptures, it just make a perfect sense to give. Now, the purpose of wealth, so to say, like we said, is not in the flashiness of what you drive and all of that. It is what your life counts for. You are blessed to be a blessing. So who and how many people, how many family are able to go to school just because you have more than enough? How many people are able to feed just because you have more than enough? How many orphans are able to do better in life just because you have more than enough? How many people are able to gather on a Sunday morning because you're able to put a church building on their head? I mean, a whole lot of things can be done if you are wealthy enough and you would take the path of giving generously. So let me quickly take a summary of what I've said so far. I started by saying you should pay yourself first, then live below your means, then own productive and income generating assets, improve your financial intelligence, build multiple streams of income, avoid bad debt and use good debt, practice long term thinking, protect your wealth, surround yourself with right people, and give generously. So I'm going to drop this short document on the community for people in my community to be able to maximize on. So tonight I have just 1 minute left. What are the stocks I'm looking for? As we normally do, I'm done talking about the little I want to talk about tonight, and then the last month did well. A few stocks in our portfolio did well. If you go and check FBN, if you check some of the stocks we've bought, they are doing well, except I think Dangote Cement and probably Orlando. Every other one doing well every other one doing well. So this month, I'm looking at UBA. I know I've started speaking to my community member to buy UBA stocks. So that's for me. That's the stock for the month of September. For me, we are looking at UBA, and then let's see how much of it we can stock up and where we go from there. So, in the course of the week and month, we'll probably have few more updates on what to buy and how to adjust our portfolios as things goes on. By tomorrow, the FGN saving bond will be out, and everyone that is interested in investing will be prompted, and then we can do it together as a community. So, thank you so much for watching me tonight. It's 8:30 already. If you have any question, any comments, or anything at all you want me to discuss, please drop it in the comment section, and I'll be waiting to hear from you for that. Okay, so since I don't have any questions tonight, thank you so much for joining once again. Please do have a profitable month and a productive one at that. Bye bye.